Most of us use Instagram, order food on Zomato, and check our UPI history on PhonePe. In every case, your app is talking to a server, sending data, receiving data, and that data almost always in JSON. Even if you've never written a single line of code, JSON has already impacted your life hundreds of times. Welcome back. In this 5-day JSON video series, we've already covered what JSON is, why it matters, and JSON syntax and rules, and consuming and passing JSON in JavaScript. So today, we'll unpack how JSON powers real-world apps, how developers use it smartly, and what it really means when you're building real projects. Let's say you open a weather app. You type in your city. Behind the scenes, here's what actually happens. The app sends a GET request to a weather server. The server responds with a JSON object, temperature, humidity, forecast. Your app reads that JSON and shows you 32 degrees Celsius, slightly cloudy, simple for you. But it's JSON quietly doing the heavy lifting in the background. That's why JSON is often called the universal translator of the internet. Let's go deeper. Every app has two parts. Front end, what you see, buttons, inputs, charts. Back end, the engine room, databases, logic, rules. These two don't talk directly, they exchange messages. And those messages are JSON. When you click Add to Cart or send a message, it becomes a JSON payload. The server responds with JSON again. Was the item added? Did the payment work? What's the new cart total? That's why JSON is the default language of APIs. When developers get JSON from an API, they don't use everything. Instead, they do three things. First, inspect the data. What fields did the server send? Second, extract only what they need, maybe just a user's name and email. Third, display it clearly on the UI. If a JSON file has 100 properties and the UI needs just 3, a developer mentally navigates, filters, and restructures that JSON fast. And the better you get at reading JSON like this, the faster you'll build apps. Let's walk through how developers interact with JSON in the real world. When testing a feature, developers open the Network tab. They inspect JSON responses. They look at things like, did the server send what we expected? Are the field names consistent? Is the data shaped correctly for rendering? Before front-end code even starts, developers test APIs in tools like Postman. They send requests, get JSON back, tweak data, test how the backend reacts, and simulate scenarios, all with JSON. When something breaks, logs show raw JSON. And the fix almost always starts by spotting what's wrong in that structure. Want to build a user profile page? You'll fetch JSON with name, bio, and profile image. A job listing board? JSON returns titles, salaries, and descriptions. A movie app? JSON gives you ratings, cast, and trailers. In every case, the server's job is to send structured information. JSON is the structure. Your job is to interpret and use it smartly. JSON isn't just data, it's how your app understands the world. Here are mistakes beginners make, and ones you'll avoid. Trying to use JSON without understanding what's inside. Always start by reading the structure, assuming the field you want will always be there. Use fallbacks. Think defensively, sending JSON that the backend can't understand. Follow structure rules strictly. Quotes, commas, types. Getting better at JSON means writing less buggy code, faster. Now for today's challenge, you're building a simple app. The server gives you a list of users. Each user has 5 pieces of information: name, email, phone, age, and location. But your UI only needs name and email. Your task: visualize what the JSON would look like. Mentally extract just the name and email. Imagine what the final data structure would contain. No need to write it, just think like a developer. That skill alone will make you faster when you do code. Tomorrow's final episode is a goldmine: clean formatting secrets. The best tools for validating JSON. How developers use local storage to persist JSON data. And a lightning-fast recap with one final quiz-style challenge. After that, you'll be ready to build. And if you've enjoyed this, you'll love what's coming next. Don't miss it. See you in the next video.